This is a review of the Phenyx PTU-71, and I'm comparing it with a Sennheiser wireless system and a Shure wireless system. Here's the Phenyx unit. Right now I just have it on the floor of the stage just for testing. And it's 2 channels. Right now I'm using the handheld, which looks very much like an SM58. And you have a volume control, and you can set the frequency, and then you just hold the mic to it, press the IR button, and it syncs. There's not any other options. So right now I'm talking into the Phenyx. Turn the camera around here so you can see it. Lovely. So Phenyx PTU-71, talking on the handheld mic. Shure handheld, this is a 58 capsule. So you can hear on the Shure. Right now I have the PA off. It's just going direct into my recorder. So you're just hearing the direct signal of the mic right now, not the iPhone video mic. And sorry, I don't have a tripod with me, but I was here early for an event today, so figured I would just do a quick video on this. And then here we are talking on a Sennheiser handheld system. So you can hear there are some differences. The Sennheiser I have significantly less gain on right now, and the input settings are pretty comparable, so the Sennheiser definitely has more output. I can obviously knock it down with the controls on the Sennheiser unit itself, but for this comparison it works. I've matched the gain on all the preamps pretty closely. It's being recorded through a Yamaha M7CL, so consider that when you hear the sound. The preamps are not, let's say, the warmest sounding, but they work. They're pretty accurate. So here's the difference in these. So again, Sennheiser, talking 1, 2, 3, 4. Pardon my speaking voice. I don't usually talk on the mic for a reason, but since I'm the one here, I'm going to be talking on the mic on the Sennheiser. And now on the Shure, talking on the Shure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Shure. Hey, whoa. And on the Phenyx. 1, 2, 3, 4. I definitely will not torture you with singing on these mics. So maybe at some point I'll have a singer make a video so that it's tolerable. But here's the Phenyx Pro. So you hear it's definitely for the price. The Sennheiser units we have are in the $1,000 to $1,500 range. The Shure was somewhere in that neighborhood when it was purchased. I have pictures of the unit in the rack that I'll put in the video. And the Phenyx for $130 for 2 channels, no less. So here I am on the Phenyx again. I got the unit that has the belt pack, which I will be comparing in a minute to the Sennheiser with a Countryman. And that belt pack comes with both a lav mic and a headset. So again, we're going to use these units for events where I'm not hired to do sound, and one of our event staff just has to put up a powered speaker and plug a mic directly into it or something to that effect. So they're very easy to use, not a lot of options for people to mess around with. And so for that kind of event, I think these are perfect. And I'm pleased with the performance. I think that we may get some additional units here because when we have presentations and talks, which there's a lot of here, a lot of times there's audience question and answer, and you know, when you talk on question and answer audience mics, the mic runner never gets there in time for the person to be asking their question, and the person will say things like, no, I don't need a mic, and not realizing that if we're recording and you're not on a mic, we won't hear you. So switch to the Sennheiser again, just to again give a contrast. And so I thought if we get a bunch of these, being that they are affordable and they work well, that we could put one on each table and people can just pick up the mic and talk in it. And, you know, I have an X32 that I use in our loft where we have a lot of events like that. So just turn auto mix on and let it turn down the mics when people aren't using them. I think that'll work really well for, you know, a conference type situation or a panel presentation, things like that. So again, and switch. Sorry for the gap, but just kind of doing this on the fly, so not really prepared. So this is the Phenyx again. So I'm just going to stop it for a second, restart with the Countryman and the Phenyx headset / belt pack. Okay, so here I have the two headsets. I'm wearing a Countryman E6. So it's usually supposed to be positioned right around the corner of your smile, maybe a little farther back. And on this side, the Phenyx mic, which is now facing the right way. Now, obviously, there will be a little difference in sound because the Phenyx is directly in front of my mouth and the Sennheiser is to the side. I probably would not use this headset on any event. I don't think speakers will particularly be comfortable with this, so I'll have to get an adapter, and I can use Countryman style headset. I have some with Sennheiser connectors, so I'll get an adapter that will work with the Phenyx. I believe it's a 4-pin, if I remember correctly. I'll check that in a minute. So here's the belt pack. Again, very simple. You just turn it on and off, and when you select the channel, so this is a little tricky to get open, you squeeze it, just there's the IR, so really nothing to do, but you can hear the difference. I'm talking on both at the same time they're recording, so when I put the video together, I'll just bounce back and forth between the channels. So but right now I'll be talking on the Phenyx. You can hear my voice on the Phenyx. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and here on the Countryman, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, there's a massive price difference in the wireless systems. I'm using this Sennheiser, which is brand new, and the Phenyx. So again, there's a massive difference in price and a massive difference in the price of the headsets. But again, for the type of event we might use this for, and there may be people that would want to use this type mic, it would definitely work. So there's some comparison. I hope that it was helpful. I've been really impressed with Phenyx. I bought the wireless in-ear transmitter on Amazon, and I'll be doing a review of that soon. I've been using that on gigs, and I really like it. I like to use it when I do sound because I walk around a lot with an iPad, and so I can use my wireless in-ear setup with my custom in-ears to solo channels and things if I want to hear if there's any sort of issue with anything coming into the PA. So it's been really handy for that, and I use it on gigs where I play bass as well. So that'll be a different review. I don't want to talk too much about that, but this company is very cool. So they asked me to review this unit. I will disclose that they did send me this particular unit for free. But as I said, it's not very expensive on Amazon, about $130. And again, for what you get, for what you pay, I think it's quite amazing. The in-ear system is even more of a value. I think it just sounds fantastic, period, let alone for the price. So with that being said, this particular unit with the mic and the belt pack, I know you can also get a setup with two handhelds. I asked them if I could review with the belt pack as well, because there's times when I would need something like this. So I figured it would be helpful. But as I said, when we will order more, and those will not be free, but we'll get the setup with the two handhelds, because I think that will be more useful for the uses that we would have in this building. It's a church building in New York City where there are events, both church events and non-church events, where the building is an event space. So it will come in very handy for that. And again, I hope this was helpful. Thanks. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer. And I think you can only buy Phenyx through Amazon, but well worth it if you're looking for something that doesn't cost a lot, that will meet your needs. I think you'd be very happy with these, and the company's been very responsive. I originally had a problem with the in-ear system, which is how I got to start corresponding with them, and rather than return it to Amazon, they asked if I would send it to them so they could discover what was wrong, and they sent me a replacement. And they're really developing new things, and I like their philosophy. They said they really want to make wireless available to people who don't have an arm and a leg to spend. And I don't think they're trying to pretend that it's going to go head-to-head with a $1,500, $4,000, $5,000 wireless. But certainly when you look at things like the Shure PG series and things where those around $300 or $400, I think that these Phenyx represent a really nice value compared to that. And so they don't have a brand name on them necessarily that you would recognize, but I'm very pleased with it. And as I said, the company's been very responsive, so I would imagine if you had any problem with it, they'll be right on it. They were great to deal with. So all the best. I hope this was helpful. Thanks.